In 2020, competitive Call of Duty has had its ups
down. And with the defuse for Illy and the smile from Shotzi,
it's down.
Will it in here? Nobody's gonna get close enough in Chicago. Come in,
It's triumphs and its heartbreaks. In this series, we take you through all of those for each team, along with the road that lies ahead in preparation for Call of Duty Champs. Welcome to the journey.
Now this is it, the final push coming in right now.
This looks like what Rocker had to do to Empire, right? Like his final.
Oh, they got in. Illy got in. Illy got in. Can he hit the door? Illy got in. Come on.
Empire so close to winning this game.
Not win here though. We're gonna go back to restaurant. Still though, they don't want them to hit that scrap time. That's gonna put them so close. So that'll put them at 243. But it's gonna happen. Can they have a near perfect hold? No Shotzi and Hook get 4. Hook with the 5th, and that could be it, Maven.
Shotzi and Hoop go huge. The contest is there for a second, but it's not enough. It's the Dallas Empire with their second home series win.
The Empire is simply too strong. Dallas, this has been one of the more dominant map-by-map plays we've seen so far in the CDL. And boy, oh boy, is Dallas Empire looking as strong as ever. And with that, it's going to be a 3-0 here in the London Royal Ravens home series. Dallas get it done. Long live the Empire!
Hello, competitive Call of Duty fans. I am your host, Icon. Welcome in to the very first episode of The Journey. In this episode, we are going to take a look at the Dallas Empire, what they have done over the last 7 months, each of their event placings, the road that lies ahead throughout Call of Duty Champs 2020. I am going to give you my keys to victory for the Dallas Empire to be crowned victorious. As we go ahead and get into this one, our very first topic of the day is going to be taking a look at a recap from where Dallas started and how they got to where they are today. So as we go ahead and take a peek at this graphic, going into Call of Duty Champs 2020, the Dallas Empire is our number 2 seed, only a couple points behind the Atlanta FaZe. They've amassed 260 CDL points over the course of the last 9 events that they've competed in, and they've earned a map record of 23 wins and 12 losses. If we take a little bit of a closer peek into this, when it comes to Hardpoint, this is actually, even though they've done so well as of late, this is actually their worst game mode overall. In Hardpoint, they've put up a 30-win, 27-loss record, which puts them as the 5th best team in the league. As you go down here, the next one is Zeus. They've amassed a record of 26 wins and 17 losses, which is good enough for 3rd best in the league. But where they really shine is in domination, where they have a 24-11 record, which puts them as the number 1 overall domination team in the league. The other thing that I do want to touch on here is just a little bit of a recap in terms of what has gotten Dallas to that number 1 seed. As we look throughout all of these placings, the biggest thing that comes to mind is consistency. When you take a peek at what Atlanta has done, at what Chicago has done, at what some of the other top teams have done, you'll see a lot of 5th through 6th placings, maybe even a 7th through 8th placing. When you look at the event placings for the Dallas Empire, it started with CDL London, where they lost the Chicago Huntsmen, so they got 2nd place at that event. They followed that up, which was our final LAN event, with the 1st place finish at CDL Los Angeles. At their own home event, they did get 3rd, 4th, but still, that's enough to make it to Championship Sunday. They lost in the semifinals, but they still made it to Sunday. At Chicago's home series, they won. Minnesota and Paris back-to-back. Again, they made it to Championship Sunday. They just didn't quite get the job done there. And then CDL London, they took 1st. CDL Toronto, they made it to semifinals again, but placed 3rd and 4th. So biggest thing that I noticed here is that the Dallas Empire is a mainstay in Championship Sundays. Every single event that they played in, they made an appearance at Championship Sunday, and that's a tremendous job out of them. As we go ahead and look to move on here, we are going to take a peek at their path through Call of Duty Champs. As we go ahead and bring up this graphic here, I want you to notice that in the bottom right-hand corner, the Dallas Empire did earn the number 2 seed, which is good enough to start them off in winners round 3. So just to give you a little bit of an idea in terms of what that means, the 9th through 12th seeds are going to be starting on Wednesday, August 19th. The 5th through 8th seeds are going to be starting on Thursday, which is August 20th. The 3rd and the 4th seed are going to be starting on Friday the 21st, and the top 2 seeds, one of which is the Dallas Empire, is going to be starting on Saturday, August 22nd. So they are already starting in semifinals. Whoever ends up winning this winners round 3 goes ahead into the grand finals. This is a tremendous spot for them to be in, and if we look at the path that lies ahead of them, we can look that they are on the bottom side of the bracket here, which means they are either going to play the winner of London and Toronto, or whoever wins that matchup, the winner between them and the Florida Mutineers. So one thing I did want to do is just kind of show you how they match up with those 3 teams. The first one, of course, is the London Royal Ravens, and they have faced each other 3 times over the course of this year, with Dallas winning all of those. When it comes to the hardpoint record, they are 3-2. The search record, they are also 3-2. And then domination, again, number 1 dom team in the league. They have a 3-0 record against the London Royal Ravens. The other team that London will be playing in that first semifinal is the Toronto Ultra, and this is potentially one of the toughest matchups for the Dallas Empire. Over the course of the year, they have met twice. They have amassed a 1-1 record. In hardpoint, they are 1-3. In search and destroy, they are 2-1, and in dom, they are only 1-1. So this is a team that they tend to struggle with. They did meet them a little bit later in the season, and we all know that Toronto has taken quite a few steps forward as we have come down the stretch here. So it'll be interesting to see if Toronto can make a run here to eventually match up with the Dallas Empire. The third and final team that got the 3 seed right before them is the Florida Mutineers, and this is a team that they have faced off 6 times over the course of the last few months. Total match record is 4-2. Again, they are negative in hard points at 4-5 overall. When it comes to search and destroy, they have a little bit of an edge, 5-3. And then again, number 1 dom team in the game, they are 6-0 in domination against the Florida Mutineers. Unbelievable stuff for Dallas to be undefeated in domination against a team that plays as well and as fast as the Florida Mutineers. You absolutely have to give it up to Dallas for their performances on these maps. Third topic of the day is going to be my keys to victory for Dallas. I think there are a few things they have to do to make their way through the bracket and win Call of Duty Champs in 2020. And starting with those, the biggest one is that Clayster and Crimsix have to lead the way. Going into this season, the biggest knock on the Dallas Empire is that they had a couple rookies that have not been in this position at all. So when you're talking about Shotzi and Illy, they have shown great growth and promise throughout the entire year, but when it comes down to Call of Duty Champs, that is a different monster, and I truly do believe for Dallas to be successful, Clay and Crim have to lead the way. They are the veterans. They have the most experience. They have to show their leadership, and I really do think that they will. The next thing that I think is super important is that map vetoes also have to go their way. So if we're looking at map vetoes here, number 1 map and mode for them is Hackney Domination. They are 15-3. This is one of the greatest win-loss map and modes for any team in the entire Call of Duty League at 15 wins and 3 losses. This is a tremendous map and mode for the Dallas Empire. If you are going to be going against them, you have to take this one out of the rotation. There are others that they are good at, such as Search and Destroy on Gunrunner, But even with that, that's a little bit more manageable, right? They have 11 wins, 5 losses on that map in specific. You would much rather play them at Gunrunner S&D, even though it is one of their best, than play them at Hackney Domination. Really, there aren't too many maps in Domination that they're not good at. We've talked about it at length here, that Domination, they are just unbelievable at, but stay away from Hackney when it comes to Dallas. And then the maps that they are not good at, a team like Dallas going 0-6 on a map in mode, as you see there in Azir Cave Hardpoint. If you can somehow let that one squeak through, you're almost guaranteed a victory on Azir Cave Hardpoint against Dallas. So Dallas, you have to avoid Azir Cave, and the other ones that they're not too good at, they're like 4 and 5, or in this scenario, Ramaza Search and Destroy, they're 1 and 2. So can they win a Ramaza Search and Destroy? Absolutely, but this just goes to show that they have a lot of map and modes that they're really good at, and only 1 or 2 that they don't excel at. Over the next month or so, I do expect them to get much better at the ones that they struggle at. That's the whole reason why they brought in Rambo Ray as a head coach. So I'm interested to see what type of progress they can make over the next 3.5 weeks. Last 2 keys to victory. When it comes to Shotzzy, he is their MVP candidate, and he has to play like it. Whenever you've tuned in to Dallas, especially over the last 5 or 6 weeks, Shotzzy is making so many plays around the map. This man plays like his hair is on fire. He is always hitting flanks. He's getting kills inside the hills. He's being the person that's overextending in those domination matches, forcing neutralizations on the enemy team's home flag. Shotzzy has to do it all. If he goes out and puts up like a 0.8 or a 0.85, I just don't believe that things are going to go well for the Dallas Empire. He has to be an absolute stud in Call of Duty Champs 2020. And the last person that I want to point out here is that when it comes to Illy, he has to be that player that's making flashy plays, especially in Search and Destroy. Time and time again, we have seen the sniper rifle in Illy's hands when Dallas are in those Search and Destroy rounds and they're in a 1v2 or a 1v3. Illy is always the person that clutches up in those intense moments and gets the job done. So going into this postseason, I think Shotzzy has to be an MVP, but Illy has to be his right-hand man, trading out kills, clutching 1v2s in Search and Destroy, and making all those crucial plays. That's the difference between winning and losing. With that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 1 of The Journey. We are going to be detailing the path along the way for every single team in the Call of Duty League. Let me know down in the comments below which team you want to see next. I have started working on a couple other episodes, but I have not decided which team I'm going to upload next. So down below, let me know which team you want to see next. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. I am your one-stop shop for everything Call of Duty leading up to Champs 2020. So leave a like if you enjoyed the content. And with that, look forward to more episodes of The Journey.